Art and social media have a strained relationship, to say the least. With so many platforms to choose from, it's hard to decide where to put your focus and energy, and more importantly, your precious time. There is one platform that I think trumps all other social media platforms, though. The good news is this app is gaining a lot of traction right now, and so many creative people are moving over there. This platform is particularly special because it allows you to do the following seamlessly, all in one place. Build, grow, and nurture an email list, which is very important and something that we're going to touch on later on in the video. Write weekly newsletters, long or short. Share photos, uncropped. Start and grow a podcast that gets emailed directly to your audience. Share on a feed that resembles Twitter or Threads and be able to share quick little thoughts and feelings. The option to monetize on this platform if you choose. Upload and live stream video. And if you really wanted to, also post short form video. That's a lot of things all on one platform. Maybe you have guessed because you are already on this platform and it's all sounding very familiar, but it is Substack. It's important to note here that I have no affiliation with Substack. This is not a paid partnership or anything like that. These are all my thoughts and experiences sharing on the platform and seeing other people grow. So there is no bias here at all. These are my honest opinions on Substack and what a powerful platform it is for creatives. Before we go any further, I want to explain briefly what Substack is in case you watching are not familiar with this platform. Substack is a platform that allows independent writers, journalists, and content creators to publish and monetize their work, primarily through newsletters and other content forms. It's essentially a hybrid of traditional blogging and email marketing, providing tools to create, distribute, and manage subscriptions. Put very simply, Substack is a newsletter platform first and foremost, but it's definitely growing with its own interface and app and a feature that resembles notes or threads for people to be able to communicate, post photos. You can like, direct message, comment, all the regular things that you see on other social media platforms, but there is a heavy focus on creativity on Substack, which is why I think it's going to be so great for you watching. I've been sharing my newsletter, Love Lucy, on Substack for just over 3 years now, and I've been sharing very consistently on the platform, and I'm seeing so many people jump over now versus when I started. Originally, I started this as a way to build an email list, nothing more, nothing less, and I'm really glad that I stuck to my guns and continued on this platform. I'm currently sitting at just over 5.5k email subscribers, and I share a newsletter every Friday morning, so weekly, rain, hail, or shine. I will link it below if you want to check it out for inspiration or to look around on Substack and see what people are sharing. In the beginning, I found it very slow to build, which didn't particularly bother me. I just wanted to diversify and not put all of my eggs in the Instagram basket. It's been getting a lot of momentum and exposure, and with people becoming increasingly frustrated with Meta, I think they're looking around for an alternative. The other reason I think it has become so popular is because people are getting fatigued with short form video content, both to consume it and to create it. I don't know about you guys watching, but unless you have experience with editing video and coming up with those kind of content ideas, lighting, audio, all of the things to then be releasing video content that is going to do well and grow your audience, it can be really, really difficult. So Substack's offering kind of a haven from that world, as there isn't such a big emphasis on short form video. So I want to jump into why Substack is so great for creatives. You may or may not have heard people talking about the importance of building an email list. When I started sharing my photography online and wanted to build a presence around my artistic endeavors, I kept hearing about how important it was to build an email list, and I kind of just thought it was boring advice and I didn't really pay attention to it. As I went on, I realized that as my audience grew, this is something that I didn't own. And although it was great to see followers going up on Instagram and subscribers going up on YouTube and my art business building, it wasn't something that I owned or had much control over, which is why I started my Substack so I could start building an email list. An email list gives you a direct line to your audience. And I would argue that even just 50 emails is a lot more valuable than thousands and thousands of Instagram followers. A lot of people wait to build their email list, and take my advice, do not wait. It doesn't matter if you only have 100 people on your email list. It's really not about that. It's just about starting and getting those people, collecting those emails, bringing them into your world, and then diversifying, not having all of your eggs in someone else's basket, building your audience on rented land like on YouTube and Instagram. The usual problem with building an email list for a creative is you might have a website through Squarespace or Wix or something like that. And you can build an email list through there, but you likely have to jump up in the pay tier to do that. You might use a third-party CRM like MailChimp or something like that, but you have to, again, pay. And the more email subscribers you have, the more you have to pay. So it can be quite a costly thing to build. It's also hard for people to find your website or find your sign up to your email list and for you to promote that across other platforms. This is where Substack comes in. So one, it is free to start and build. You could literally start it right now and have a Substack up and running in 5 minutes. And secondly, it is a lot easier to grow because it is a social media platform of its own. So the content on there is quite evergreen. People are finding newsletters that you've written a couple of weeks ago, or they're searching for things on there. They're finding new people, they're finding you, and they're signing up to your Substack. And therefore, you're collecting their email, and then you have a direct line to them in the future when you want to share a newsletter or an announcement about an upcoming art show or event that you're having or course that you're selling, whatever it may be. Another important factor of building an email list is it will act to help you get opportunities. So take a book deal, for example. There are obviously a lot of writers on Substack, people doing creative writing, maybe they're, developing recipes, etc. And there are publishers on Substack following all of these people. So it's a great place to connect and network, and we'll touch on that a little bit later in the video. But in terms of building that email list, that's something that you could take to a book publisher, for example, and say, I have 5,000 people on my email list. So they'll take that as, wow, well, that's another marketing channel that you will have. And it could increase the chances of you getting an opportunity. And if you're struggling to grow on places like Instagram because it's just becoming so competitive and you don't want to have to jump into the short form video game, Substack is great for that. And so is building an email list. We are 100% seeing a shift from short form, kind of trashy junk content to longer form. So things like YouTube, where you can go a lot deeper with people. And Substack really offers that because you can write as long as you want. You can write like the longest email newsletter ever, or you can make it short and snappy. You can really do kind of like whatever you want on there, but it just allows you to build a deeper connection and tell a bit more of a story. I find that the general Substack user is one who is more ready to sit with you and your content, your ideas, your thoughts, your work. And the comments are insane on Substack. Like, it's not just emoji this, emoji that, oh, this looks cool. It's actually people writing paragraphs, responding or entering into healthy debates or sharing their experiences. And it's just really nurturing and nice on Substack. It seems like a platform where you can express yourself a little bit more, which is really good for creatives because if you're like me, I'm a photographer, but I also love reading. I like talking about building a presence online as a creative. I love fashion. I, shoot commercially as a photographer, but then I'm also interested in video because I have a YouTube channel. So I think we're all becoming a lot more multifaceted as creatives these days. And Substack seems to just allow you to be a little bit more diverse in what you talk about because it's long form, whereas on places like Instagram, you tend to get boxed in pretty quickly. I'll leave some links below to some of my favorite Substacks that are across different genres so you can get an idea of how people are sharing and what they're doing. For example, I follow someone called the Social Media Escape Club, and they do weekly or bi-weekly live streams with other people, and then they share those in written form as well. And then I follow another account that just shares photos. It doesn't even share any writing at all. For my fellow 30-year-olds or millennials watching, Substack kind of feels a little bit like Tumblr. And we all know that Tumblr was a pretty creative place. It's likely where you found a lot of things that influenced you as an artistic person and allowed you to connect with other people that also liked the movies you liked or the music that you liked. And Substack really feels like it's cultivating that kind of creative community so much more than Instagram. Start simple and let it grow with you. As I mentioned, there are many, many features on Substack, and you could be someone who is doing live stream videos regularly. You could start a podcast and then also have a newsletter that goes out and oscillate between the two of those. Or you could just keep it super, super simple and do a monthly newsletter. That's very easy for you to start. You just collect things over the month and it's a little recap. I think that because it's such an easy platform to get started on, the barrier is so low, it's so wonderful to just be able to open your computer and then just write and share some photos, put it together. It's very easy to use. You can start simple and then from there you can start building out maybe more of a strategy on Substack if it becomes a large part of your kind of online world. Or you can decide that you want to start a podcast there or do some interview videos or start sharing more on the notes feature. So I really think that it's not something you need to be sharing all the time on and feeding the machine like a lot of the other social media platforms feel like. And even if you do a monthly newsletter that's just a recap of your art and what's been going on in your world, and it grows really slowly and you collect 200 emails over the course of a year, that is so, so good. The numbers definitely matter less, so the pressure is off and everyone is just acting like normal human beings. Obviously, not everybody watching this video will want to monetize online for their art. You might be a hobbyist who just wants to build a creative community. It could be a side hustle thing that you're just building, seeing where it goes, or maybe you dream of going full-time with your art or creativity online. You can 100% stay unmonetized on Substack and just keep sharing in a casual, fun way and see it as your new favorite social media platform. Or if you wanted to, you could do things like start a paid subscription option. This is something that I have done in the past, and I actually found it not the best experience because I found it a lot of pressure to have to share something new every month or every week or whatever it was for people. I really just wanted to have my content just out there for people. I didn't really want to put anything behind a paywall because the main aim of being on there was building an email list and just building connection and community. And I really enjoy just writing and sharing with as many people as possible. Obviously, it depends what your situation is. So I see people having a lot of success with paid subscriptions when they are able to offer something. So you might be an artist and you might be offering maybe tutorials in video format or, extra things that teach people how to do things with painting or whatever your medium is. You could put that behind a paywall and paid subscribers get, X amount of things every month. I would just caution you to really think about it, look around, see what other people are doing first and decide if setting up paid subscriptions is going to be right for you. Is it going to be worth the time that you spend doing it versus how much money you get paid? All of those types of things. Definitely, I would recommend building your Substack up first, giving people everything for free, don't paywall anything. And then later on, when you're in a more robust Substack position, you can look over it and decide, okay, do I want to offer something for people to opt into and it's $5 a month or it's $10 a month? A lot of creative people do a similar type of thing on Patreon. And I am somebody who had Patreon years ago when I first started. And I think Patreon is a great model. And I know people are very successful on there. But the problem with it is it doesn't really promote or help people to find it. You have to talk about it on YouTube or on Instagram. Whereas Substack, there's a lot of people on that platform just organically using it. It's a part of their everyday lives, just like Instagram or YouTube would be. So the discoverability is so much better. And I think the earning potential probably would be because of that. So something to think about if you are currently sharing on Patreon, you might want to move that over to Substack. Another way that you can monetize, which is something I've done recently, has been really, really great, is sponsorships. So this is something that's going to be more of a long game. Like I said, I've been sharing for probably 3.5 years now on Substack, and I've just recently taken on a couple of sponsorships just at the footer of my email newsletter. They're very in line with my audience. They're companies that I believe in and really enjoy. So it feels really, really nice to get rewarded with that and now be paid essentially to write my Substack each week. So that's something you can have in the back of your mind that might motivate you to keep sharing every week, be very consistent, and build that email list. I mentioned this feature before, but Substack now has a notes feed, and this resembles Threads or Twitter. I've never really actually been on Twitter, but it looks pretty similar. It's just little, you can share photos, but you can share little thoughts or ideas, snippets. They can be a little bit longer as well, and it's just a scroll through feed. But what I'm seeing on there is people getting so much more reach than they do on any other platform. And I'm getting served notes that people posted like 2 weeks ago. So it seems to be a lot more evergreen at the moment, which I think is great. It's pretty hard to find anything online now that you can jump into that's like new and kind of be like a bit of an early adopter of it, I guess. So if you're watching and you're curious, I would really encourage you to jump on Substack now, start sharing, because there's definitely a lot of opportunity to build an audience a lot easier on there than other platforms. Notes are really great, and it's something I should definitely be utilizing more because it's a really easy way to connect with people. You could post something on there every day, and then you can share your weekly or bi-weekly or monthly newsletter as well. You'll likely grow that way. And if you're commenting on other people's and finding other Substacks, you can then recommend each other. It's all very community based and feels like it's for the people who are creating. There's no ads on the platform as of the time of making this video. I hope that that doesn't happen because that will change the landscape of it greatly, which is even more reason to get in now and just enjoy this like utopia that is Substack. So if you combined sharing kind of, daily or every couple of days on the notes part of Substack and connecting with people on there, plus making sure that you have a schedule and you're sharing fairly regularly with your newsletter and that's getting sent out to your list, I think that's a really easy strategy for a creative person to implement online that's not going to burn you out, doesn't require you to buy a bunch of gear and learn how to do video, and also leaves you time to actually be making your art and doing the thing that you love and not feeling like you're just living your whole life online creating content. There are so many other things that I could say about Substack. I am clearly such a fan. So let me know below if there are any more questions that you have about the platform, about how to use it as a creative or whatever it is, and I'm happy to make another video that answers those questions. Check all the links in the description as well for my Substack if you want to sign up and follow along. And then, of course, I'll leave some other recommendations. On my Substack profile as well, I have a recommendations list that you can go through. So you can check out everything that's going on over there. And just remember that Instagram and YouTube, TikTok, all of those platforms could literally disappear. You could wake up and your whole audience and presence, those platforms could just be poof, gone. So it's really, really, really important that you are building something that you own and that you can take somewhere else with you. So you can download like the CSV file of the email list on Substack, and that's yours. You own that. And those people have opted in saying, yes, here's my email. I want to hear from you because I like what you're doing. And that is so much better than someone just hitting follow or like on Instagram. If you are a creative sharing on Substack, let me know your experience so far. And thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I'm excited to see you over on Substack.